I want to go to North Carolina now. Janae Norman is in Raleigh. Janae.
Hey, George. Yeah, President Trump's still up by about 76,000 votes. We have learned today that there are just over 40,000 outstanding provisional ballots, and then there are those 116,000 outstanding mail-in ballots. And we have learned more about the demographics of those outstanding mail-in ballots. The breakdown by party: Democrats and independents each account for just under 40%. Republicans account for just over 20%. So with those numbers, Joe Biden would need to win not only all of those Democrat voters, but also all of the independents and even some of the Republicans. That would be tough for him to do. Not completely impossible, but it would be tough. And with the November 12th deadline here in North Carolina, this is one of those states, as people are questioning, why could the vote take so long to get those final numbers? North Carolina has one of the latest deadlines in the country. State officials here wanted to make sure everyone who requested a mail-in ballot had plenty of time to make sure that that is able to get back to them. And as long as it's been postmarked on or before election night, and that, of course, includes overseas and military voters, as long as they were postmarked on or before election night, they have until next week to arrive, and they'll be counted on the 12th or 13th, and that's when we'll have those final results. George.
Okay, Janae, thanks very much. We actually have a North Carolina official with us right now, Josh Stein, the Attorney General of North Carolina. General Stein, thanks for joining us right now. Give us the latest from your perspective on where things stand with the count. What should we be expecting in the coming days?
I think the description was very accurate. About half, usually, of the provisional ballots that are cast, that 42,000, 44,000 provisional ballots, end up being discarded as being ineligible for some reason. That's the historic data. So we don't anticipate all of those provisional ballots being added to the total. And then the 120,000 mail-in ballots, a number of those people actually cast their votes on election day. We won't know exactly how many for another day or two. And then there's no obligation that anyone who requested a mail-in ballot necessarily send it in. So the total number of votes outstanding is going to be substantially less than the 160,000 if you add them all up together.
And how has your process gone overall? I know you had tremendous amounts of vote coming in early, well over 90% of the 2016 turnout.
Just massive turnout. Something like 75% of eligible voters or registered voters cast their ballot this year, which is without any precedent in North Carolina. Just a really strong turnout. And frankly, that turnout just demonstrated how incredibly politically competitive / politically divided we are as a state. You know, we elected President Trump and our Democratic Governor Roy Cooper, assuming the numbers still hold for Trump. It's not final yet. But the point is we're just a 50-50 state, and I can speak with expertise on that, leading in my race by 50.1% of the vote. And it makes it incumbent upon all elected officials in North Carolina to really open their ears and hearts to the other side so we can try to achieve some meaningful changes for the people.
I'm glad you said that, because we were having a discussion here in the studio before you came on about what that could mean in Washington if former Vice President Biden goes on to win, facing a Republican Senate. How is that going to work? Fill out a little more for us how it's worked for you in the state of North Carolina, about as deeply split a state as you can have.
Well, I don't want to make it a panacea. It definitely is challenging because there are fundamental differences between the parties. But there have been many instances where we find areas of agreement, you know, tackling the opioid epidemic, passing laws against overprescribing. North Carolina had one of the largest backlogs of untested sexual assault kits in the country. We worked together to develop a tracking system and raise the funds, get an appropriation from the legislature to eliminate that backlog. So it's about finding those areas of commonality and trying to develop a good working relationship and mutual respect so that on the issues that we differ, it doesn't have to dissolve into acrimony. Easier
on the state level than in Washington?
Yeah, not super easy anywhere, but it has to be, look, we have to have that commitment. We will never get there if we don't have that commitment on both sides. And that's what I'm trying to do, how I've tried to serve as Attorney General. And I think that's a lesson learned well for all of America.
General Stein, thanks for your time today. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.